Chosen ones, what you are about to hear is no coincidence. If you have arrived here, it means a powerful force beyond human understanding has guided you. There is an unbelievable fortune on its way, a sudden blessing that will shake the very ground you walk on. Now is the time to open your mind and step boldly into the destiny that has been calling your name. This is bigger than any dream you have ever held. It is a promise woven into the fiber of your soul, something the universe has preserved for a moment such as this. Before we delve deeper, I want you to do 3 things right now. Hit that like button, subscribe to this channel so that we can continue sharing these life-shifting messages, and leave a comment with the sacred number 777. That number is no random choice. It resonates with divine completion and signals your readiness to receive a tidal wave of blessings. Understand this clearly. You are not here by mistake. You have felt the stirring inside your heart, the faint echo whispering that you have a unique purpose, a mission that cannot be ignored. While others wander without direction, you carry a spark of brilliance that sets you apart. God, or the universal source, whatever name you choose to give this higher power, has had an eye on you from the beginning. You may not have known it, but your steps have been guided, each triumph and each trial forging you into someone unstoppable. Today is not just another day. It is a shift, a cosmic turning point, where your spirit awakens to the infinite possibilities reserved for the chosen. There is something extraordinary brewing beneath the surface of your life, something the world has tried to keep hidden. Society often pushes you to stay small, to believe that the grandest fortunes belong to someone else, someone with better connections or a more privileged background. But I am here to tell you, that is not your story. You have been carved from the toughest marble, tested by pain and shaped by perseverance. You carry a silent strength that draws upon cosmic currents more powerful than any limitation humans can impose. Even your own doubts cannot suppress it forever. So, if there is a trembling inside you, a quiver of excitement mixed with awe, embrace it. That is your spirit vibrating at the frequency of destiny. Chosen ones, let us be clear. When I speak of an unbelievable fortune, I am not merely talking about money, though financial breakthroughs are very real and waiting to flood into your life. This fortune is also about the overflowing abundance of love, purpose, energy, mental clarity, and divine favor that will touch every corner of your existence. Suddenly, the exact people you need to meet, the precise resources you require, the perfect timing you have prayed for, everything lines up with uncanny precision. You are stepping onto a path laid out by higher forces that want to see you shine so brightly, no darkness can withstand you. Some of you may be thinking, I've heard it all before, promises of blessings and fortunes that never came. But hear me. If those words did not manifest in the past, perhaps it was because your heart wasn't truly open, or you were surrounded by doubt, or you were still in the cocoon stage of your transformation. Now, a new dawn is breaking. The steps you have walked, the tears you have cried, the nights you have wrestled with fear, none of it has been in vain. Every hardship carved a deeper capacity within you to hold greatness. Every disappointment was a lesson, teaching your spirit how to endure and how to reach for the very heights once deemed impossible. Because of this journey, you are no longer who you used to be. You are stronger, and you are ready to receive something beyond your most vivid imaginings. Do you sense the shift in your spirit right now? Perhaps there's a tingling at the back of your neck or a gentle hum in your chest. That is not your imagination. That is the language of the soul, awakening to the truth that you stand on holy ground. I invite you once again to comment 777 if you feel that stirring, because that simple act is an affirmation. It tells the universe that you are opening yourself to what is coming, that you are eager to see the fullness of this remarkable fortune unfold. And by liking and subscribing, you are stepping into a circle of individuals who, like you, believe that we are not victims of circumstance, but co-creators of a reality guided by divine possibility. Chosen ones, your mind is the gateway. When I say open your mind, I mean release the limitations you have placed around your own potential. Too often we lock ourselves into small thinking, convinced that miracles happen only for other people. We drown out our own inner voice with the clamoring of the world, negativity, fear, old traumas. But you have come too far to be ensnared by those illusions now. You have had glimpses of the power that resides within you, little sparks of the miraculous shining through the cracks of ordinary life. The more you welcome these sparks, the bigger the flame grows, until it is no longer just a glimmer but a roaring fire of transformation that consumes your doubts and sets your soul ablaze with purpose. Take a moment to breathe deeply and reflect. How many times in your life have events lined up in such a perfect sequence that it felt almost surreal? How many times have you encountered some form of grace just when you were about to give up? My friend, those were not coincidences. They were confirmations that you are chosen for more than a mundane existence. They were messages from the divine, whispering, "Keep going, your destiny awaits." Right now, at this crossroads, you have a chance to tune into that same divine frequency like never before. The entire universe has its eyes on you, waiting for you to say yes to the next, unimaginable chapter of your story. Never doubt the path that has brought you here. So many people get trapped in regret, replaying every misstep, but as a chosen one, you can alchemize regrets into resources, heartaches into hidden powers. That heartbreak you went through was not designed to break you for good. It was designed to crack you open so that light could pour in. That financial setback was never meant to define you as lacking. It was an invitation to discover resilience and creativity you had never tapped into before. There is a fierce magic that awakens in you when you realize that everything, absolutely everything, can be turned into fuel for your ascension. Right now, as I speak, some of you are on the very brink of giving up. Life has battered you with storms that seem unrelenting. You look around, and it appears that everyone else is moving forward while you are stranded. But allow me to remind you that storms are not permanent. Even the fiercest thundercloud must eventually give way to dawn. And when your dawn arrives, it will be unlike any sunrise you have ever witnessed. That is part of the unbelievable fortune I keep referencing, not just wealth in the worldly sense, but a breathtaking renewal that floods your spirit with unstoppable joy, unstoppable motivation, unstoppable clarity. That is why you must stand firm, anchored in the unshakable knowledge that you have not been abandoned. The chosen do not walk alone. There are unseen forces guiding and protecting you. Maybe you have sensed this in moments of solitude, or perhaps in dreams that felt more real than the waking world. Whatever the case, know that an invisible hand has been orchestrating your breakthroughs at the perfect pace. Sometimes we want everything to happen immediately, but divine timing is meticulous. Every piece must align, every lesson integrated, so that, when your breakthrough arrives, you have the capacity to sustain it, the wisdom to nurture it, and yes, you will share it. One hallmark of truly chosen souls is that the blessings poured upon them are never meant for them alone. Your victory, your abundance, your transformation will ripple outward, touching lives you may never even meet in person. That is why your fortune is unbelievable, because it extends beyond you. It echoes through your family line, your community, and even across the globe. When you finally realize the full measure of the gift within you, you cannot help but uplift others. Just by being yourself, fully and unapologetically, you become a beacon, guiding others out of their despair and into their own revelations. So do not hold back, do not shrink, and certainly do not doubt that you are worthy of what is about to happen. All of us are reflections of the divine, but chosen ones are those who consciously claim that reflection. You are not a random speck in the universe. You are a co-creator of destiny, fashioned by the same force that ignites the stars. If that sounds too grand, that is because you have been taught to belittle your own majesty. You have been conditioned to believe that the extraordinary is for someone else, but enough is enough. Shake off that conditioning and step fully into the truth of who you are. Chosen ones, once more I invite you, no, I urge you, to leave a comment with the number 777. This is not a trivial gesture. By typing those digits, you are aligning with a code that signals completion, alignment, and open-hearted readiness. It is an anchor point, a way of saying, I am here, I am ready, and I will not let this moment pass by without claiming it. And as you do this, be sure to like this video to amplify the collective energy we are building, and subscribe to stay connected with messages that will continue to fuel your spirit. Sometimes, all it takes is one moment of agreement, one act of faithful acknowledgement, to tip the scales in favor of miracles. Picture for a moment your life unfolding like a story where every chapter has led to this exact page. The heartbreak, the setbacks, the confusion, they were like puzzle pieces scattered before you. And now, in this glorious moment, the puzzle is revealing a magnificent image of victory. You begin to see how each puzzle piece fits perfectly, though it once seemed meaningless. You begin to realize that no one can keep you from what is meant for you. No force on earth can truly stop the blessing that has been ordained from above. That is the unstoppable nature of being chosen. Even your worst missteps cannot derail your ultimate calling. They can only refine and redirect you, shaping you into a vessel capable of withstanding the pressure that comes with greatness. Now let me address those lurking doubts that sometimes creep in, whispering that perhaps you are fooling yourself, perhaps you are merely latching on to hopeful words. Listen closely. Your doubts do not invalidate the truth. They are merely echoes of old programming, residues from a world that profits off your insecurity. But a chosen one breaks through that programming by daring to believe in a greater reality. Is it arrogance to believe you were meant for more? Absolutely not. It is courage. It is the willingness to see beyond the illusions that keep so many people trapped in cycles of mediocrity and despair. If you find your faith wavering, remember, you have proof within your own life that miracles are possible. The fact that you are alive, that you have survived heartbreaks, illnesses, or anxieties that once threatened to destroy you, is a testament to the resilience woven into your soul. How many times did you think you couldn't possibly go on, yet you did? How many times did a door open just when you needed it most? Chosen one, never discount those moments as mere luck. They are signposts lighting your path, telling you that you are neither alone nor powerless. The unbelievable fortune that is arriving is not a random occurrence. It is the fulfillment of the seeds you have been planting with your thoughts, your prayers, your perseverance. Every time you chose to get up after a fall, every time you chose kindness in a cruel situation, every time you forgave instead of festering in anger, you were planting seeds. And seeds, when nurtured, do not remain hidden forever. They erupt into life, bursting through the soil to greet the sun. Your harvest is coming, and it will be so abundant that you will realize every single tear you shed was watering the ground for this very season. Take this next moment and breathe deeply, letting the magnitude of this truth settle into your heart. Yes, the fortune is real, but do not keep it limited to finances or external achievements. It spans your emotional well-being, your relationships, your sense of purpose, your spiritual growth. The reason it is called unbelievable is because it transcends the ordinary definitions of success. This is the kind of breakthrough that resonates into eternity, rewriting the script of your life in a way that only divine power can orchestrate. I want to share something profound with you. You were never meant to remain in the shadows. If you have been hiding your gifts, your voice, your deepest passions, this is the appointed time to let them shine. The world needs the unique essence you bring. That sense of unworthiness you wrestle with is only a smokescreen. The truth is, you are both worthy and needed in the grand tapestry of existence. Every star in the sky has a place, and so do you. Every wave in the ocean serves a role, and so do you. Your creativity, your wisdom, your compassion. These are pieces of the cosmic puzzle that can't be replaced by anyone else. Let that sink in. No one else can fulfill what you are here to do. So arise, dear chosen one. This is a clarion call to your soul. The gates of opportunity have swung open, and you are invited to step through them with full awareness and gratitude. If old fears resurface, let them. Face them head on. Look those fears in the eye and say, I acknowledge you, but you do not rule me anymore. Because once fear sees that you are governed by faith and purpose, it loses its power. It shrinks back into the shadows, making way for the brilliant light you carry. And that light, let me tell you, is unstoppable when fueled by conviction. People around you may not understand your journey. They might even question your sudden surge of determination or the excitement glowing in your eyes. Do not let their misunderstanding deter you. You are not living for their approval. You are living out the directive etched on your heart by forces beyond comprehension. Indeed, some may doubt you, but ultimately they will watch as your life becomes a testimony of what happens when a person chooses to trust the divine over the opinions of the crowd. You see, the crowd often fails to see beyond the surface, chasing illusions that promise quick fulfillment but never deliver lasting joy. You, on the other hand, are tapping into an eternal source, a wellspring that never runs dry. That is why your fortune is set to be exponential. It is rooted in something infinite, not in the temporary fluctuations of worldly measures. Yes, money can come, success can come, recognition can come, but none of those define you. They are merely reflections of the inner abundance you have cultivated. The real miracle is the metamorphosis happening in your soul, and everything else is simply a byproduct of that transformation. Chosen ones, I sense a wave of activation rising. Even as I speak these words, a chain reaction is sparking in your spirit. This wave is washing away the debris of old limitations, clearing the path for you to embrace the fullness of your calling. As you stand at the threshold of this new season, remember to anchor your faith in daily affirmations or prayers, whatever resonates with your beliefs. Declare each morning, I am chosen, I am worthy, Let these words be your shield and sword, protecting you from negativity while empowering you to move forward. Never underestimate the power of community either. That is why liking this video, subscribing and commenting 777 is more than just an algorithmic boost. It is a unifying action. When you do these simple acts, you are energetically linking arms with countless other chosen ones across the globe, standing together in shared intention. You become part of a wave that's creating massive ripples in the spiritual atmosphere. And as those ripples merge, they become a force that can topple the barriers that once seemed immovable. Keep watching until the very end, because every word is an infusion of the energy you need for this next step. There are mysteries still to be unveiled, revelations that might catch you off guard in the best possible way. But rest assured, they are orchestrated precisely for your breakthrough. Do you not feel the anticipation stirring in the air? It is as if all of creation is leaning in, waiting to see how you will rise. This is your moment, dear chosen one. a moment that will echo through your future and the futures of those connected to you. Some of you might wonder how to prepare for such a monumental shift. The answer is simple yet profound. Remain open. Do not clamp down with skepticism or cynicism. Instead, greet each day with curiosity, as though you expect miracles to show up in unlikely places. Because they often do. A chance meeting, a sudden inspiration, an unexpected piece of good news, all of these could be the vehicles through which your fortune arrives. And let me tell you, it is never just about you. It is about the tapestry of people and events that your life touches. A single open door can set off a domino effect of blessings across many lives. If you're starting to feel that sense of excitement, maybe it's a flutter in your stomach or an electric buzz through your veins, honor it. That is your spirit resonating with truth, confirming that something extraordinary is unfolding. Close your eyes for a brief moment and imagine yourself standing at the brink of a horizon ablaze with golden light. Feel the warmth of possibility bathing your entire being. This is not a fantasy. This is a glimpse into the reality you are choosing to embrace, and that is the key. You must choose it. No one else can choose it for you. So many individuals pass by their greatest opportunities because they wait for conditions to be perfect. But the chosen do not wait for perfection. They create it by stepping forward in faith. Even if your current circumstances seem cloudy, step anyway. Even if you do not have all the answers, trust that they will come as you move. Movement creates momentum, and momentum draws resources, guidance, and clarity your way. Standing still in doubt only prolongs the wait, but forging ahead in hopeful anticipation signals the universe that you are ready, and it responds in kind. Chosen ones, as you continue to absorb these words, let them sink past your mind and into your heart, where real transformation takes root. Remind yourself, you are not alone on this path. Generations of souls who walked before you have prepared the ground. They have prayed for someone like you to arise and carry the torch of possibility to the next level. And that is what you are doing now, maybe without even realizing it fully. When the world sees you step into your fortune, they will not just see you, they will see the fingerprint of the divine upon you, the unstoppable hand of grace that has crafted your journey. Remember, we are still moving toward that grand crescendo, so do not let your heart settle or assume we have arrived. We are in the midst of something powerful, an unfolding that goes deeper with each breath, each paragraph, each stirring within your soul. Chosen ones, let me speak on something that often plagues even the most faithful: impatience. We live in a world of instant gratification, a world that rewards speed and efficiency. Everything is expected to happen quickly. Fast internet, fast success, fast change. But the divine realm does not align itself with the haste of modern culture. It works according to seasons, the way a seed in the ground takes time to germinate, sprout, and eventually blossom. When you sense that an unbelievable fortune is coming, you might find yourself growing restless, thinking, why not now? Why can't it happen today, in this very second? But consider that seed, buried in the dark soil. Does it sprout just because we demand it to? Does it appear the moment we plant it? No, there is a sacred waiting period. Beneath the surface, unseen to the human eye, energies gather and transformations unfold. The outer shell breaks apart so that the new life can emerge, and once that little sprout pushes through the surface, it is still not a full-grown plant or a mighty tree. It continues growing under the nourishment of sun and water until it reaches its fullest expression. Right now, many of you are in that germination phase. You feel the rumblings of new life, new blessings, but there's a sense of being in between. Not fully in darkness, not fully in the light of day. This phase can be uncomfortable for sure. It is often during this stage that doubt creeps in, whispering that maybe the promise was never real to begin with. But if you uproot a seed to check on it constantly, you will disrupt its growth cycle. In the same way, if you keep second-guessing, keep seeking external validation or visible proof right away, you might slow down or even sabotage what is meant to flourish. This is where trust steps in. Trust in divine timing, trust in the orchestration that is beyond human comprehension. Trust in the idea that if a promise has been placed in your heart, it is there for a reason. So let that trust replace impatience. Let it steady your hands when you feel the urge to dig up the seed. Confidence in the unseen is a hallmark of those who truly walk as chosen. Faith is believing even before the evidence appears. Indeed, that is often how the evidence eventually materializes. As Scripture reminds us, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. When you find yourself wanting to force or rush your fortune, remember the times in your past when something arrived precisely when it was supposed to. Often, if it had come earlier, you might not have been prepared to handle it. Preparation is not punishment, it is compassion from a higher perspective. You do not give a newly licensed driver the keys to a Formula One car. They first must practice, build confidence, and learn technique before wielding that level of power. Likewise, the magnitude of your upcoming blessings requires inner fortitude so that they can become a boon, not a burden. That fortitude is built through growth periods that are sometimes uncomfortable, often longer than we would like. Yet each day of waiting is not wasted time. It is an invitation to refine your mindset, your emotional intelligence, your sense of gratitude. It is also a chance to learn from life's small stage before you step onto the big stage. God or the universe never abandons you in this process, but stands by, offering signs and signals to keep your hope alive. If you quiet your mind, you might notice these signs around you. Sometimes they show up as a remarkable coincidence, sometimes as a sudden idea or a subtle moment of grace. Embrace them as gentle reminders that your path is being guided. Chosen ones. Another challenge that can arise is dealing with resistance from people around you. Not everyone will celebrate your growth. Some might doubt you. Some might even be threatened by the idea that you are stepping into a next-level destiny. This is because your elevation sometimes reveals where others have chosen stagnation. Be prepared for this. Do not let their skepticism or negativity chip away at your conviction. Recognize that what you are birthing is between you and God first, not you and public opinion. If you find yourself in an environment where people constantly belittle your aspirations, consider carefully how much you will share with them. There is a reason seeds grow underground, protected from harsh elements. Sometimes you have to keep your dream sheltered until it is robust enough to face the winds of criticism. This is not about secrecy for deception's sake. It is about wise stewardship of what is fragile in its early stages. Once that dream takes root and becomes a sturdy young plant, then no storm of negativity can easily uproot it. Meanwhile, surround yourself, physically or virtually, with those who uplift you. That is why communities like this matter. Every like, comment, and subscription is a small but significant act of unity. You may not know the faces or stories of every person reading these words, but there is a shared energy that resonates across time zones and cultures. When you comment 777, you are sending a vibrational message to your fellow chosen ones, saying, "I stand with you. I believe in the greatness placed inside each of us." In that sense, you are never alone on this path, even if you feel isolated in your immediate surroundings. You will also notice that as your inner transformation continues, your outer actions change. You start craving healthier habits. Maybe you begin journaling, meditating, praying, exercising, or simply taking walks in nature to clear your mind. You become more mindful of what you consume, whether that's food, media, or conversations. These shifts are not random. They happen because you are aligning with a higher frequency, one that naturally filters out what no longer serves your becoming. Do not resist these changes. Embrace them with gratitude. They are signs that the seed is sprouting, that the metamorphosis is in motion. At times, old emotions or traumas might resurface, as though they are being pushed up from the depths of your being. This can be jarring, especially if you thought you had already dealt with them. But understand, as you ascend, deeper layers of yourself come into the light, offering an opportunity for more profound healing. This is not regression, it is a new level of release, a new layer of liberation. Imagine you are an onion, peeling away each layer to reveal a more tender, authentic core. Each peeled layer may bring a few tears, but each tear moves you closer to wholeness. Let this process deepen your empathy toward others. As you face and conquer your own inner battles, you will become a source of gentle understanding for those still in the midst of theirs. That empathy, that kindness, that willingness to look past someone's defensive shell and see the vulnerable heart within, that is part of the fortune you are receiving. Often, we think of fortune as money, influence, or material success. But the greatest fortune can be a heart so expansive that it uplifts people wherever it goes. When your capacity to love increases, your ability to magnetize blessings in all forms also increases. This is because love is the highest frequency, and abundance naturally gravitates to a heart full of it. In this remarkable journey, you may also notice your intuition becoming sharper. You might sense certain nudges or inner knowing about what step to take next, or what situation to avoid, or which person is meant to journey with you. You might have vivid dreams guiding you, or wake up with a sense of clarity you did not have the day before. Pay attention to these subtle messages. They are often the language of the divine, bypassing logic to speak directly to your spirit. The more you honor these intuitive whispers, the louder they become. They act like a compass, pointing you toward hidden treasures and steering you away from pitfalls. Chosen ones, let me also address the concept of worthiness, as it is one of the most pervasive barriers to receiving your destiny. Many of us grow up feeling inadequate or unworthy of grand blessings, conditioned by society, family, or past rejections. Even if you consciously say, "I'm ready for abundance," deep down a voice might whisper, "Who am I to have such good fortune?" Let me remind you, you are worthy because your very existence is proof of a divine plan. You did not ask to be born, but here you are, formed with unique talents, inclinations, and passions. The universe deemed you necessary, or you wouldn't be alive. If that is not evidence of worthiness, I do not know what is. Moreover, worthiness is not something you earn. It is something you realize. You could spend an entire lifetime trying to prove yourself through achievements, accolades, or wealth, yet still feel empty inside if you do not believe you are intrinsically worthy. On the other hand, when you accept your inherent value, like a precious gem that simply is valuable by nature, then your achievements become expressions of your worth, not validations of it. This subtle shift in perspective changes everything. It turns your pursuit of fortune into a joyful unveiling rather than a desperate chase. You become a magnet for blessings, rather than someone constantly hustling to earn a seat at the table. And that seat at the table is already yours. Heaven has reserved it, and the banquet is awaiting your arrival. The question is, will you receive the invitation, or will you keep doubting it is real? Understand that even after you show up, not everyone at the table will applaud you. Some might question your place, or wonder how you got there, but that is not your concern. Your role is to show up and be fully present, to partake in the feast that has your name on it. Let others deal with their reactions. Your worth is not up for debate. This leads me to another point, the humility that accompanies genuine worthiness. Accepting that you are chosen, does not translate into arrogance or belittling others. On the contrary, it fosters a profound humility because you realize that the gift is not your doing. It is a grace bestowed upon you for reasons beyond your comprehension. Real humility is not about self-deprecation. It is about recognizing that you are part of something infinitely larger than yourself. When you move in humility, you become approachable, compassionate, and wise. You do not see yourself as above anyone, but you also do not minimize your light to make others comfortable. Now, as the seed of your destiny continues to grow, adversity might still arise, testing the roots of your faith. You may face unexpected setbacks or the resurfacing of old patterns. Do not interpret this as failure or a sign that your fortune is slipping away. Rather, see it as a strengthening process, like how a tree's roots dig deeper into the earth after a storm, making it more stable than before. The very challenges you encounter can serve as the wind that strengthens your spiritual muscles. Each time you overcome, you are better equipped to handle the magnitude of what is on its way. Chosen ones, do not be surprised if, in this season, certain relationships or opportunities you once clung to begin to fade. Pruning is necessary for growth. Trees lose leaves so that new ones can flourish. And so it is with you. Some friendships or professional paths were only meant for a particular chapter of your life. Now that you are elevating, those chapters might close. This is not cruelty, it is nature's rhythm. Honor the lessons, cherish the memories, and gracefully release what no longer resonates. In letting go, you make space for new alignments that match who you have become. Many of you might feel a twinge of sadness as you sense certain elements of your life slip away. That sadness is natural, but do not cling to it. Mourn if you must, then stand tall in the knowledge that new blessings require open hands. If your fists are clenched around the old, you cannot possibly receive the new. This is a fundamental law of spiritual expansion, a continuous cycle of release and receive. Embrace it without fear. To keep yourself anchored during times of pruning, cultivate gratitude. Gratitude is the alchemical force that transforms loss into growth, chaos into order. When you wake up each day and give thanks for both your blessings and your lessons, you shift your focus from what is missing to what is present. That shift in perspective multiplies your blessings in ways that defy logic. Suddenly, problems transform into opportunities, and heartbreak transforms into wisdom. Your mind becomes a fertile ground where positivity can flourish. Another essential aspect of stepping into your unbelievable fortune is clarity about your desires. Many people say they want abundance, but they have never truly defined what that means to them. Is abundance purely financial, or does it also involve peace of mind, fulfilling relationships, creative expression, and the ability to make a difference? Take time to articulate your vision. Write it down, paint it, speak it in prayer or affirmation. The divine can work wonders in your life, but you need to present a clear target. If your heart is scattered or unsure, the energy you emit will be equally scattered. Once you begin to solidify this vision, watch for synchronicities that confirm you are on the right track. They might appear as repeated number patterns like 1111 or 777, meaningful chance encounters or sudden bursts of inspiration. Each synchronicity is like a green light from the universe, signaling, yes, keep going, you are aligned. Collect these confirmations in your heart. They will sustain you when doubt tries to return. By now, you might be realizing how multifaceted this journey is. It is a dance of inner healing, outward growth, and the subtle interplay between surrender and intention. You are balancing faith in divine timing with proactive steps that move you forward. You are learning to trust your intuition while also embracing discipline where it counts. This dynamic interplay is the hallmark of a truly empowered soul, one who understands that destiny is co-created, not passively awaited. Chosen ones, I urge you once more. If you have not yet commented 777, do so now as a gesture of your faith in this unfolding miracle. If you have already done it, there is no harm in doing it again, reaffirming your stance. Each time you put that number out there, let it be a sacred mantra. I am stepping into the fullness of my fortune, and I welcome all that it entails. Feel the collective energy as others across the globe type the same digits, each of us claiming our place in this tapestry of miracles. Picture this network of hearts ignited by hope, by determination, by the certainty that we are created for more. We are building a current of positivity so strong that darkness, negativity, and doubt lose their grip. Even if you never meet these other souls in person, you are connected to them through the invisible threads of shared intention. Now, let me remind you that we are still on our path toward that concluding note, and we have not yet finished. The depth of what we can explore together is vast, spanning spiritual truths, practical wisdom, and emotional breakthroughs. If at any point you feel overwhelmed, take a breath. You can pause, reflect, and then return. This is not a race, it is a pilgrimage. We are walking together, step by sacred step, toward a destination more wondrous than you can currently fathom.